Hello, everyone. I want to share some crucial information about the upcoming Social Security benefits increase that will affect millions of beneficiaries. This includes recipients of retirement benefits, disability, SSDI survivors benefits, SSIV, benefits, and all other programs administered by Social Security. Today, we'll dive deep into the exact numbers and what they mean for your monthly checks. Before we get into the details, I want to emphasize how important these updates are for everyone receiving benefits. We've just received new inflation data that gives us a clearer picture of what to expect for next year's cost of living adjustment (COLA). While the numbers might not be as high as many would hope for, they still represent a meaningful increase that will help offset rising costs. According to the latest Consumer Price Index data, CPIW, that was just released, we're looking at a figure of 3.1%. Now, it's crucial to understand how this translates into your actual COA adjustment. The Social Security Administration calculates the annual raise by comparing the third quarter inflation numbers from the current year to those from the previous year. This comparison determines the percentage increase that beneficiaries will receive in their checks starting January. Based on the current calculations and trends, we're projecting a COLA increase of approximately 2.8% for the coming year. While this might seem modest compared to the substantial increases we've seen in recent years, it's important to remember that this reflects a gradually stabilizing economy. Let's break down exactly what this means for your monthly benefits. I know what everyone really wants to know. How much extra money will this put in your pocket each month? I've calculated the increases across various benefit levels to help you understand what to expect. Let's look at some specific examples, and you can find the number closest to your current benefit amount to get a good estimate of your increase. For those receiving $800 monthly benefits, a 2.8% increase would mean an additional $22.40 per month. If you're receiving $1,000 in monthly benefits, you're looking at a $28 increase. Beneficiaries at the $1,200 level would see their monthly checks increase by $33.60. For those at the $1,500 level, the monthly increase would be $42. And if you're receiving $2,000 monthly, you would see an increase of $56 in your monthly benefits. I want to address something important. Here I know many of you might be thinking these increases aren't enough to keep up with your rising costs. You're absolutely right that the challenges of living on a fixed income are significant, especially with current inflation levels. Many of you have shared in the comments how difficult it's become to manage basic expenses like housing, healthcare, and groceries. Let's look at some of the key economic indicators that are influencing these numbers. Housing costs continue to be a major concern, with shelter prices showing a 0.5% increase month over month and a concerning 5.4% increase year over year. Food prices have also continued their upward trend, with a 0.3% increase month over month, though the official year-over-year increase is reported at 2.3%. It's worth noting that we still have two more crucial inflation reports coming before the Social Security Administration makes their official COLA announcement in October. This means the final percentage could shift either higher or lower, depending on the economic data we see in the coming months. Based on current trends and economic indicators, I'm projecting the final COLA will likely fall somewhere between 2.6% and 3.1%. Let's talk about what could influence these numbers in the coming months. We're seeing some interesting trends in key sectors that typically impact inflation rates. Energy prices have shown some volatility, which could affect the final COLA calculation. Healthcare costs continue to rise at a steady rate, and this is particularly relevant for beneficiaries who have their Medicare premiums deducted from their Social Security checks. For those wondering about Medicare premiums for the coming year, we're still awaiting the official announcement. However, Early projections suggest we might see a relatively modest increase compared to previous years. This is particularly important because Medicare Part B premiums are typically deducted directly from Social Security benefits, so any increase in these premiums could offset some of the COLA increase. I want to address a question many of you have been asking about the timing of these changes. The official COLA announcement will come in mid-October, and the increased benefits will begin with your January payment. For most beneficiaries, this means you'll see the increase in the payments you receive in January that covers your December benefits. It's also important to understand how this COLA increase might affect other benefits you receive. For SSI recipients, your increased payments will actually begin on December 29th, as January 1 falls on a holiday. For VIA benefit recipients, your increase will align with your regular payment schedule in January. Let's take a moment to discuss some strategies for maximizing your benefits in light of these changes. First, if you haven't already, consider setting up direct deposit for your benefits if you haven't already. This ensures you receive your payments as quickly as possible and reduces any risk of delays. Second, keep in mind that this increase will affect all your Social Security administered benefits, so if you receive multiple types of benefits, each will see the percentage increase. Some of you have asked about how this COLA increase might affect your taxes or other benefits you receive. Remember that if you receive means-tested benefits like SENAP or housing assistance, an increase in your Social Security benefits could potentially impact your eligibility or benefit amounts for these programs. It's worth consulting with a benefits coordinator or financial advisor to understand how these changes might affect your specific situation. Looking at the bigger picture, while this projected COLA increase might not be as large as many would hope for, it's important to remember that any increase helps maintain purchasing power in the face of rising costs. The Social Security system's automatic COLA adjustments are a crucial feature that helps protect beneficiaries from the effects of inflation, even if the protection isn't always as complete as we might wish. I want to address some concerns I've seen in the comments about the way COLA is calculated. Many of you have pointed out that the CPIW, which is used to calculate the COLA, might not accurately reflect the spending patterns of seniors and disabled individuals. You're absolutely right. There's ongoing discussion about potentially switching to the CPIEE Elderly Index, which might better reflect the spending patterns of benefit recipients, particularly in areas like healthcare and housing. For those of you wondering about future trends, while it's impossible to predict with certainty, current economic indicators suggest we might be entering a period of more moderate inflation. This could mean smaller COLA increases in the coming years compared to the significant increases we saw in 2022 and 2023. However, this also potentially signals more economic stability, which could be beneficial in other ways. As we wrap up this discussion, I want to emphasize a few key points. First, while we're looking at a moderate increase compared to recent years, any increase helps maintain purchasing power. Second, remember that these projections could still change based on the upcoming inflation reports. Finally, it's important to stay informed about these changes as they can significantly impact your financial planning. I encourage everyone to stay engaged with these updates as we approach the official announcement in October. The more informed you are, the better positioned you'll be to make sound financial decisions. Remember to check your My Social Security account regularly for personalized updates and information about your benefits. Thank you for staying with me through this detailed explanation of the upcoming COLA projections. I know these topics can be complex, but understanding them is crucial for anyone receiving Social Security benefits. Stay tuned for more updates as we get closer to the official announcement, and I'll make sure to keep you informed of any significant changes or new developments that could affect your